I'm pretty sure everyone in the room has watched videos in YouTube and taken rides on Uber and used one or more of the many tech products and services that are now part of our everyday life. And just in this conference, we're talking about a lot of them: artificial intelligence assistants, games, you name it. There's so many technology products and services. And it's probably clear for all of us in an abstract way that all of these products and services, just like any other, require work to exist and function. What may be a little more difficult to imagine is that all along the supply chains of all of these tech products and services, a lot of different tasks are continuously being performed by humans, tech workers. And I want to suggest that the term tech worker could include everyone whose work contributes to the value that tech companies deliver. We are all co-workers in tech. There are data scientists, designers, and engineers who are imagining and developing platforms. Technical contractors offer additional layers of support. Administrators organize the workforce and align it with business objectives. Sales and marketing folks find customers. We have other contractors that provide facilities support, like shuttle drivers, janitors, campus security. And in the gig economy, we have millions of workers providing monetizable value in the shape of content on platforms like YouTube or rides on platforms like Uber. These are a lot of workers, and they are quickly realizing of their critical role in their companies and the power they have in the world. They're breaking through barriers and finding solidarity among one another, so the values that they have and the great companies that they work for can be aligned. In November of 2018, thousands of Google employees walked out of their jobs in an act of solidarity and protest. Googlers had mounting concerns about issues like sexual harassment, gender pay gap, and controversial contracts that their employers had with ethically questionable customers. And this year, in June, another group of brave Googlers, both employees and contractors, organized with shareholders of Alphabet and community groups in San Jose and the Bay Area to offer and make proposals to the board and CEO of the company for them to adopt more ethical, democratic, and better business practices. Just a month prior, 8,000 Amazon employees signed a pledge to demand that Amazon would adopt policies and practices that would address and combat global climate change. And for those of you who are aware of what happened yesterday, there was, I read a quote on CNN in an article, and I wanted to share it and read it for you because it was very inspirational to me. We had about 3,000 tech workers that walked out yesterday in Seattle alone, and they were aligned with the global climate strike. This is a quote from one of the people who participated. Their name is Sam. It's a tech worker who was quoted saying, "We are a community united across tech, across countries. We are not Google. We are not Amazon or Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, Twitter. We are human beings, and we need each other right now." Palantir is a privately owned data mining company that has controversial contracts with immigration and customs enforcement. The Washington Post reported that Palantir workers organized a petition to demand that the company would cancel their contracts with ICE. A month prior in Boston, 500 workers walked out of their jobs at Wayfair to also demand that the company would cancel contracts with ICE. And let's not forget this 800-pound cage rolling down the streets of San Francisco as a worker protest for Salesforce to cancel contracts with immigration detention centers. This year, at the San Francisco Pride Parade, a group of tech workers organized to try to ban Google from participating in the parade and to demand that YouTube would take down and demonetize content that is offensive to the LGBTQ community. In Germany, YouTube content creators are organizing in the same way that Lyft and Uber drivers are organizing in the United States. demanding more transparency and fairness in their industries. I have been here talking without introducing myself. My name is Antonio Aguilera. I am Director of Worker Resources and Training at a nonprofit organization called coworker.org. Coworker.org is a digital platform for worker voice at the intersection of tech, advocacy, and worker rights. My role at Coworker is to offer support, connections, guidance, resources, trainings, and anything else that I can offer for workplace organizers to succeed in their activism inside their companies. And when I meet with workers who are organizing in tech, I like to share a frame that maybe some of you already know, because it helps me clarify what is the relationship and the role that I can offer to people organizing in tech. And this frame comes from the work that I was doing with low-income immigrant workers in supporting their organizing as well. It's called the empowerment triangle. When a victim's common experience is to see the source of oppression as the perpetrator, and those who are providing support as saviors. In the empowerment dynamic, the empowered victim becomes an agent, the perpetrator becomes a target, and the savior becomes a coach, recognizing that those who are impacted by injustice and oppression are always in the best position to address it, but that they can be strengthened by having a coach, someone who's constantly asking them relevant questions, offering reflections, and connecting them with whatever it is that they need to succeed. And that is my role at coworker.org. I have the privilege of supporting and being a thought partner for an engineer at LinkedIn who organizes an ethics lunch, a space for coworkers to have open and honest conversations about the alignment between their work and their values. For folks at LinkedIn and folks at other companies, I've had the privilege of reviewing and providing input to the documents that they produce, to connect them with attorneys, with the media, and other professionals when questions or initiatives pop up, and encourage them to define and achieve their own definition of success. LinkedIn hasn't made the headlines much, other than to notice that we're not really talking much about them. But even in such a non-controversial workplace, coworkers are organizing to build collective power and have a worker voice, so the decisions and practices of their companies are aligned with their values and needs as human beings. So you too have the opportunity of organizing your workplace, whether it is to address a dress code policy, to end forced arbitration agreements, or to fight the surveillance economy, like a lot of the conversations that we're having here. You also can organize with your coworkers. And these are 3 things that you can do right away. Reach out to those coworkers that you trust. There's people in your company that you trust, that you can talk to, and be curious about workplace change efforts that have happened in your company. It's very likely that other workers are already organizing currently or have been organizing in the past, so do reach out to them. You can organize your own ethics lunch or dinner or happy hour. Creating in-person space for having tech and labor conversations is a huge first step in creating worker power in your company. And when you're ready, go to coworker.org and start a petition. Our petitions platform acts as a center place for other coworkers and supporters to learn about your change initiative and support it so it succeeds. And if you would like direct pro bono support from coworker.org, reach out to me. We can communicate safely and privately using the Signal app, or you can reach out to me on any other way that you prefer. This may include us going for bites or drinks, so do hit me up, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you so much.